The NBA world was left stunned by the blockbuster trade between the Los Angeles Lakers and Dallas Mavericks. But what's even more shocking? The secrecy surrounding this deal. How did the front offices keep it completely under wraps? And how did Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd, a Hall of Famer and former Dallas player, get blindsided by the news? Today we pull back the curtain on the hidden details behind this deal. This is Overtime Insights. Before we get into the secrecy, here's a quick rundown of what went down behind the scenes. Lakers received Luka Dončić, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris. Mavericks received Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick. Jazz, they received Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 second-round picks of 2025 from Clippers and Mavs. Now here's the crazy part. Almost no one saw this coming, not even Jason Kidd. While front offices worked this deal in total secrecy, Kidd, the head coach of the Mavericks, was completely left in the dark. Let's break down how this happened. For weeks, Mavericks GM Nico Harrison and Lakers GM Rob Pelinka operated in total silence. Unlike most high-profile NBA trades, where rumors start leaking days or even weeks in advance, this deal was locked down until the last moment. Here's what we know. No leaks to the media. Even top NBA insiders were caught off guard. No reports surfaced until the trade was nearly finalized. Players were shocked. Both Dončić and Davis had no clue they were being moved until moments before the announcement. Even Jason Kidd was kept out. I've said this before many times. It's important to know that. The head coach of a basketball team, not knowing his star player is being traded. Head coach of the Mavericks was not informed of trade talks, reportedly learning about it like the rest of us, through breaking news alerts. This is highly unusual in the NBA. Coaches are typically consulted, or at least given a heads up before major moves like this. But Kidd, nothing. And get this isn't the first time Kidd has been blindsided by a trade. If you think this is new for Jason Kidd, think again. He's lived through this before. Just on the other side of it. Back in 1996, when Kidd was a young star for the Mavericks, he was suddenly shipped off to Phoenix in a deal that came out of nowhere. Kidd had just won co-Rookie of the Year 2 seasons prior. He was seen as the future of the Mavericks franchise. No indication had been given to that a trade was on the horizon. The deal sent Kidd packing to Phoenix in exchange for players like Sam Cassell and Michael Finley. Fast forward nearly 30 years later, and Kidd, now coaching the Mavericks, is once again caught completely off guard by a secret trade. History repeats itself. So why would the Mavericks front office not inform their own head coach? Well, here's a few possible reasons. Risk of leaks. The more people involved, the higher the risk of trade details getting out. Kidd's strong relationship with Luka. The front office may have feared that if Kidd found out, he'd warn Dončić. And you have the speed of the deal. Some reports suggest that negotiations escalated so quickly that only the top executives were involved. Well, no matter the reasoning, Kidd has to feel frustrated by how this played out. A franchise-altering move happened under his nose, and he had zero input. So will this cause tension between Kidd and the front office? Only time will tell. Now, when Jason Kidd was asked about this at the press conference, he said, "Shock is an understatement. I've been in this league a long time, but this was different." Kidd learned about this trade in the 11th hour after it was finalized. And I said he didn't even know about it. So if the coach isn't trusted with franchise-altering moves, what does that say about Dallas's leadership? And for some players' reaction, Kyrie Irving said it's still a grieving process. I miss my hermano. LeBron said I thought it was a hoax. AD FaceTimed me, and even then, it didn't feel real. Even superstars weren't spared. Irving said again, he called this trade a soul-crushing. While Steph Curry summed it up, neither good nor bad, just wild. Anthony Edwards had a viral quote saying, "I'm scared. If Luka got traded, anybody can get traded." When Nico Harrison was asked about why made the trade, one of the reasons he says was defense wins championships. Anthony Davis fits our culture. And you have an ESPN analyst saying, culture? You traded a generational talent for a player with 168 missed games since 2012. Harrison claims that was about culture and Dončić conditioning, but insiders revealed deeper issues. Dallas feared a $345 million supermax commitment and ownership pressure to win now. Colin Cowherd said on his show, "This came from above Harrison. Ownership told him, just make the deal." So was Harrison a scapegoat for the higher-ups? With protests raging and locker room trust shattered, Dallas's gamble hinges on AD's health and Kyrie's patience. But one question lingers: can any player or coach trust Nico Harrison again? A Reddit comment said, "If the GM isn't loyal to Luka, who's next?" The Mavericks bet their future on a risky trade. But at what cost? Drop your thoughts below. Was this a masterstroke or betrayal? And could your team's star be next? One thing's for sure, we haven't seen the last of the fallout from this deal. Will Kidd and the Mavericks front office move forward in sync? Or is there tension brewing behind the scenes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in sports, and we'll see you next time on Overtime Insights.